We're going to take a look at trying to set up a computer factory if we can. Let me just go ahead and update the tags over on the YouTube side, then we'll switch into game view and kind of get going from there. But should be a lot of fun. I do have a couple of build guides coming out, so there will be one about a rotor factory coming out later today, and then there will be one about basic oil refineries coming out in a few days. So stay tuned for those. If you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe as always. Let me know in the comments section if you're over on YouTube if you enjoyed the stream and what you would like to see me cover in the next one. But there we go. We've got the info updated on the YouTube side. We're going to switch over to game view like so. Just give my Streamlabs a moment to catch up. There we go. All right, we're in it. So yeah, we've got this little platform chilling up here. We're going to use this to build our computer factory. Now, it's going to be reasonably small to start out with. I'm only going to do 5 computers a minute. So that's 2 manufacturers making computers. The reason for that is I only have Mark III belts at this point, and in order to throw in the third one, I would need a Mark IV belt in order to handle the screws. So just to keep it easy on ourselves, we're just going to do things like this. So I think we're going to try to target the actual manufacturer like this, perhaps. So we'll do something like that. Let's go ahead and set these to computers. And we can get the output of these handled. I'm going to actually store these components downstairs, down below, in the factory that has our circuit boards. And the reason for that is I want to... whoops. That's not where I want that belt. I want to actually use the circuit board travel point as the pickup location for both circuit boards and computers. So if we go down this tube, I just use that to get up and down a little bit quicker. In fact, it might make more sense to do a wall right there, just so we don't go flying underneath the catwalk and have to walk through belts. That'll work a little bit better. We'll paint it green so it matches. So, okay, cool. But yeah, so like I've got circuit boards in here, and right now I've got 2 assemblers going, making circuit boards. So one of them is double slugged, so it's making 15 a minute. The other one is doing 11.25 a minute. So I'm getting about 26, almost 27 boards a minute with this setup. So in order to run a single manufacturer, you need 25 circuit boards. So I'm thinking what I might do, I could pull 25 off of these right here to run one of the manufacturers. Or I could just completely vertically integrate it. It's not that bad. I do have quite a bit of plastic coming in. If we take a look down in our oil refinery drop point, which is right here, I've got tons of plastic. It's being resource synced right now. Same with the rubber and packaged fuel, or that's packaged water, but packaged fuel. All this stuff is being resource synced down below with our splitter. But this is coming in from our refinery. There will be a video showing the starter refinery I used to get the initial plastic to unlock advanced fluid handling too, so I could get packaged fuel. But yeah, so be sure to check that out on the YouTube side in a few days when it comes out. But yeah, I've expanded that since to increase our plastic flow. I believe we've got like quite a bit of plastic coming in. Let's use the efficiency checker and see if we can get a hard number on that. So this is basically all of our plastic, I believe, or most of it. Oh, well now, of course, there's nothing there. We gotta wait for the truck to drop. Which he's coming in right now, so that's fine. I just want to see how much plastic is coming through on this belt, because that'll give me a general idea on if I need to build a bunch more plastic up in order to run this computer factory, or if I've got enough with the refinery as is. I do have Buildable Resource Nodes installed. That mod is installed in this game save, so I can build the oil nodes wherever I want. So like I can build them up on this platform and just refine it into the plastic that we're going to need directly up where I need the plastic. But if I've got the plastic already, I don't really want to mess with building more refineries, just because the fluid handling is kind of a little bit more complicated. You know what I'm saying, hopefully. So yeah, but anyway, not a big deal. Okay, well, forget that. I'm not too worried about it. We should have quite a bit of plastic coming in. Let's go ahead and, I mean, realistically speaking, to run 2 of them, we only need 90 plastic a minute. I should have more than that coming in to that box because I've got 120 plastic coming in one part of my refinery alone, and then there's extra plastic on top of that. So I think we'll be fine to use plastic from that box to run these. But that means I should probably set up some refineries to make plastic to build these circuit boards, because if we pop an assembler down here, I can show you the recipe. Circuit boards take 4 plastic. I don't have silica coming in, so I can't utilize this alternate recipe quite yet. Once I get bauxite stuff, which isn't until after phase 3, then this recipe will be a lot better than this one, most likely, as far as trying to get stuff packed in small footprints. But we'll go ahead and set this. So if we take a look, we need 30 plastic a minute for 7.5 boards. We need to generate 50 boards a minute is basically what we need to do. I mean, if we pull the 25 off of the bottom belt, then we only need 25. So what is that? 25 divided by 7.5, triple 3, or repeating 3. So we need 4 of those making circuits, which is fine. We can handle that probably. On this, let's go ahead and get the inputs to this kind of figured out, I guess. Let's do that first, then we can kind of figure out where we're going to put stuff. So we'll put one splitter here. This is going to be for circuit boards, so these can be Mark 1 belts. Oh, need to go one forward. There we go. Okay. There's one. So this will be circuit boards. So what I can do is, let me actually place a merger right here. And then we can connect up the belts below. I need to go grab resources. I apologize. I built out these foundations since foundations cost iron plates now. It burns through my iron plates, so I run out before I start building belts. But let's go over to our hub. Not a big deal. I've got hyper tubes connecting pretty much all the parts of my base now, so it's not too bad to get to the different parts to pick stuff up. Basically, these points are near where I'm storing items across the factory, right? So, yeah, I can use that to get around. But we probably want some concrete. We probably want cable. What else might we want? Reinforced iron plates might be handy. Okay, let's start with that and see. I'm pretty sure we're going to have to go over and pick up 2,000 packaged crude oil in order to build a pure quality oil node in order to run the 4 circuit board factories we need to build. But we'll take a look at that in a moment. Not a big deal either way. Okay, so we're back up here. Awesome. Awesome, awesome. So this output and input end. So I want to bring this into the factory floor below. So let's take a look and see. So I know I need to have a lift coming off of this. So if I bring this up, it's going to be basically on that corner, like this. And I think if I snap it on that, over and back. Perfect. Okay, so that will input our computers. Fantastic. So we can throw that one right there. As far as these guys go, what we need to do is throw a smart splitter. The back, we'll just climb up, get over to where the lines are. So if we throw a smart splitter on this bit, and we set the center to overflow and the left to any undefined, we can now pull our circuit boards in off of this. So what I can do is go upstairs and try to build a conveyor wall. And we'll build a lift down off of that, and then we'll just connect the splitter via that. So let's take our walls. I should have conveyor walls, and I do. Put one there. Whoops. This side. Oh. Oh, really? That's lame. So these need to go back a little bit. Okay, fine. Let's go ahead and do this again. So I need a merger. The output facing me. Inline, perfect. Then we need a splitter. Inline like that. One going here, one coming down here. Connect all these up. These are all just Mark 1 belts. Doesn't need to be anything more than that. We're only dealing with 50 items a minute on this belt anyway, so Mark 1 will work. So there's that. Now, what we need to do is connect a Mark 1 lift on the outside edge of this. If we can hit the snap point, might be a question mark. Let's try going out. Come on. There we go. Since we're snapped, as long as we don't take the hyper tube, should be able to come back over here, get something like this. Boom, and boom. Awesome. All right, so there's 25 of our boards figured out. Now we need to build 25 more in order to get the big complicated part done, which is plastic. And it's only big and complicated because plastic is or like refinery stuff is kind of annoying to set up, but not a big deal. We should be fine on power for this. So cool. We should, not what I wanted to do. It's fine. We won't. Almost died. Didn't quite die. So let's eat up real quick. Oh well, not a big deal. Take this one. So that's where my quick wire and Caterium processing is done. Head back up to the circuit factory. So the boards are going there. We might see them coming up if we go back upstairs now. Cool. Let's go ahead and wall this off so we don't fall. But yeah, as you can see, we've got circuit boards coming in now. Fantastic. Now, we need another 25 circuit boards to be built. So we could put the assemblers for that up here on this platform, or we could try to put it in its own little building and kind of do that type of a deal. So the cable will be fairly easy to make because I have an alternate recipe for wire that uses Caterium instead of copper. So we'll be able to get the cable fairly easily. We only need 20 or 45 per minute, so not bad. We've got 90 plastics, the big one, and then screws, we need 260 screws. So how much does I believe screws are 40, so is 6.5, so we need 7 screw assemblers. 7 times 10 is 70, divided by 15, and so 5. All right, so we need, let's try to do the screws over on this side. Yeah, we'll do that. So we need to have constructors making screws. Leave a little bit of room on this side. So if I can get them kind of outputting here, that would be fine, because then I can bring them back around and split this side as opposed to coming in this side. So let's try that. So what did I say? 7 constructors making screws. So 1, 2, 3. We'll just put them right in front of each other like this. Or, well, actually, that won't be super great because we need to run belts on that side. So, you know what? We'll just put them in a line. There's probably enough room for 7 anyway. How many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 4, 7. Okay, there's our screw constructors. We're going to use Mark II power poles for some of these because I do have them unlocked, so might as well. Makes it a little bit easier. And then place one there. We'll place one back here maybe. That goes up. Do something like that. And then I can snap a bunch more of these machines onto the pole so I won't have quite as many in the factory floor. I could build walls behind these as well, and that would give me a place to put the wall power plugs instead. But anyway, not a big deal. It's just aesthetic stuff. So there we go. All right, we've got our constructors. This one can be set to 50%. Should go ahead and do. Or actually, the first one being set to 50% makes sense, I think. So cool, we'll do that. And then basically we need mergers. So the breakpoint is going to be like right about here. So if we have this as the central merger, like that, then it's kind of in line with where we want to be. So that can be a Mark 1, not a big deal. Now the belt coming out here is going to be a Mark 3. Has to be a Mark 3 because of the amount of items we're pushing. We're pushing 260 on this belt. So this will carry 270. Has to be a Mark 3. I need to replace that splitter. Cool. And then the belts into each of these can be Mark II, right? No, they need to be Mark III as well, actually. Because the Mark II belts only do 120. So we'll do this. Bring this guy up. And we'll put him into this slot out here. Cool. Good enough. Alright. So that's the central merger. Now all we got to do is figure out how to bring the other three in, which actually is quite simple. It'll only take 2 more mergers. All we got to do is place merger with the output facing the input of this, like that. Then do the same thing on the opposite side. Boom. Then these are Mark II belts, and the rest will be Mark 1s. Boom. Okay. Outputs of the screws, done. Now we need to figure out how we're going to do the inputs. So we know that iron rods are going to be coming in here. We're going to need 70, 60. We're running 7 of them. We need 65. Let's just call it 70. We need 70. So let's go ahead and put a splitter right here with the input. This is our underclocked one, so that's fine. We're just going to stack these, I think. It's not a big deal in my head. It kind of works. And we can add out another foundation even. This is already overhanging by 1, so we'll just make the overhang by 2 instead. And that will look okay. In fact, I believe there is a 2-meter slope or whatever for roofs and ramps and blah, blah, blah. So we can use something like that potentially and have it set up. What I am going to do on the central belts, I am going to use Mark II, even though it's not necessarily required. That will just speed up how fast the items are moving through the system, so we'll get these constructors saturated quicker. Not required, though. This basically all of these belts. After this first splitter, all the belts can be Mark 1. I'm just using Mark II here because I think it makes sense to do that. Because after that first constructor, we only are moving 60 items per minute on this belt, right? So the 120 that we have here of throughput is overkill. Not a big deal. We're going to take it anyway. Now, the belt leading into this splitter does need to be a Mark II because we're putting in 70 items a minute. So, okay. We've got our screw constructor set up and connected in. We've got 25 circuit boards feeding in. We need to do 25 more circuit boards. We need to do cables still. We need to do iron rods for these. So let's go ahead and get the iron rods for these figured out. That should be reasonably straightforward and not too difficult to pull off. So I believe it is 4 that we're going to need, right? So Well, 4 will do 60, so we technically need 5. Cool. So we'll put 2 like this, and then we'll put 3 along this edge, like that. And then let's do the inputs first. So we're gonna split this side coming in. And I'm not gonna technically speaking, I could underclock this one to a third, and that would be the ideal ratio, but I'm not too concerned about it. One more splitter. Really, let's put it here. We're gonna break that. Make it look a little cleaner. These are not required. I mean, this is just more or less using, like, as long as we put, let's see, these are going to take 15 iron ingots, so we need 75 iron ingots, right? Okay, are all of these set now? Yeah. But I believe, technically speaking, I could bring this down. We only need 65 a minute, so like I could put it down at 50% and we'd be good. I'm just going to leave it full tilt. It doesn't really hurt us. This needs to be a Mark II belt, and this is going to be our input of iron ingots. So to handle that, we are going to use Buildable Resource mod. I need to place an iron node and hook up a smelter and all that goodness. But let's go ahead and merge these iron ingots together, or iron rods together first. So we'll put it at the end. The belts out can be these Mark 1s. Okay. Cool. Good enough. And these are going to have to feed into our screw factory, which that is right over here, right? So we are just going to bring this belt around. This is a Mark 1 coming out of this merger. The next merger is going to use a Mark II belt in a moment. So, actually, so what we're going to do here, we're going to have that set like this, connect this, connect this. The center will connect to our Mark 1. Just put it along the edge. Alright, awesome. So that is iron rods are now being fed into our screw constructors. So we just need to add iron ingots and we'll have screws figured out for our computers. So fantastic. There we go. Let's power these. So if I do another Mark II power pole like right here, you can connect all of these constructors to it and then connect that pole to this one. Whoops. I did not mean to do that. This one to this one. Okay. Everything's powered. You can tell because the lights are yellow. That means it's just waiting for iron ingots. So cool. We've got our screws kind of figured out. We need to build the iron mine somewhere. Realistically, I could probably squeeze it into this little patch of space right here, and that would work. So let's maybe plan for that. So I need to get iron ore. Now we need 70 ingots, so that's 3 smelters. I think I need a normal node. Or, well, I could probably get away with an impure if I use a Mark II miner, so let's just do that. This is where our computer stuff needs to come out, so let's throw our lift. And I do actually want it doing something like this. Why is that? Items going in, yeah. Oh, I put that on the wrong thing. That's why. I actually want to rotate this merger, and we'll line the merger up with the belt now that we've got it placed. Or the lift, rather. Bring it up to the middle. Do something like that. And what this will allow is the back merger input, so this guy right here, can be used to feed in any additional computer output that we may expand with. So like, let's say this 5 per minute that we're going to be making isn't enough and we decide to add in another 4 of these manufacturers making computers somewhere else. We can bring that belt of 20 computers in right here and it will still fill up our computer box the same. We won't have to change any of that logistics. So there we go. We've got that all connected. Perfect. So our computers will fill up the storage box once they start getting made. These are filling up with circuit boards, which actually is a good thing. That having a buffer will be good. So screws are done. Circuit boards are half done. We need to do plastic. We need to do cable. And we need to place iron ore. So I think let's go grab the ore that we're going to need, I guess. So let's go get iron ore and caterium ore. They're both in the same spot, so we'll do that at the same time. And the reason why I'm using caterium ore instead of copper for the wire is because I have an alternate blueprint for copper wire that utilizes 45 caterium ingots and will generate 120 wire a minute in a single constructor. So it's way more efficient. Like, it takes 4 constructors with copper to do the same amount. So yeah, anyway. So we'll take 500 caterium, we'll take 500 iron, and then we need 4 miners. I only have 3, so I need to build 1 miner. That's fine. Am I low on anything else? Iron rods, iron plates, reinforced iron plates, and cable. Okay. We'll grab all that stuff too. Oh, whoops. I built 1 extra. We'll build 1 more, just for fun. Sure. Let's go grab some stuffs, like iron plates. And reinforced iron plates. And then, do I need iron rods? We're almost out of. And cable could be topped. But that's fine. We'll just take this for now. Once we get the ore out of our bag, it'll be a little bit better. But we can map out where we're going to build our wire next. I think what I'm going to do is build out a little bit of an extension to our platform on the end and throw the wire and cable assembly out there and kind of like make it its own building almost. Just because I think we're going to need the space. And then what we could do is put like the assemblers up here. So maybe we'll have like the assemblers making the wire and the assemblers making the circuit boards up here. And then we can segregate out the like raw resources that feed those buildings somewhere else. So let's try that. We're going to put an impure iron node right here. Sure. And we're going to use a miner mark 2. I guess that's fine. That'll work. This needs power. That's doing 60 iron a minute, so that'll fuel 2 smelters. Wait, that's not gonna work. Shoot. I need more than 60. I need 75. Okay, well that's a shame. I can probably get away with the impure caterium node. So I'm just gonna place this up here. When I break this, I can get the 500 back out. I need 1,000 iron ore. I need a normal node with the Mark II miner. So we gotta just run back over real quick. It's fine. Ooh, while I'm over here, let's grab some quick wire. Just because the Mark II power poles use quick wire. We'll run the rest of the way. It's not that far. Alright, what was I grabbing? Iron ore. That's 1,000 ore instead of 500, so I can build a normal quality instead of an impure quality. And that will allow me to get 120 out, which is more than what we need realistically, but I need 3 smelters, and a normal node will only power 2. Because it's a 1-to-1 ore to ingot split, so I need at least 75 ore coming in. So this is just the front 3. I'm just checking that because I don't really want the miner sticking into this circuit board factory, but we should be fine. Yeah, we're already past where that would be, so. Normal iron node. We'll put it in basically the same spot, I think. That actually works pretty good. I'm going to build, whatchamacallit, like, catwalks going over the top of this, so, like, I'm not too concerned about having this obstructed, you know what I'm saying? But here's iron ore, now we need smelters. 1, 2, just barely. Lame. Actually, we'll keep those 2 where they're at. I'm only going to hook up the 3, even though we could run 4. Then I'll just sneak the 3rd one in like this. Then we need a splitter. Right in line. Oh, whoops. Not soft clipping, just in line. We can even bring it up a little bit. It doesn't necessarily matter. These belts are going to be a little bit ugly, but you know what? I don't really care. Okay. 1, 2, and 3. Now this one I'll just use a normal power pole for because it's... Whoops. Perfect. Okay. We should build another Mark II power pole. String that. Okay. So now we've got iron coming in, so we should slowly start... Or, well, I need to set these to iron ingots and connect the outputs. But then we'll start seeing a trickle of iron come in. So let's go ahead and build the merger right here, I guess. It's going to have to come into this belt anyway, so might as well kind of get that aligned. Cool. All right. So now we'll start getting iron ingots coming through. They're going to fill up these iron rod constructors. Those iron rod constructors are then going to fill up our screw constructors, which are then going to fill up our computer factories. So cool. We are buffered all the way on circuit boards now, it seems. So we'll slowly buffer up all the way on screws. So that'll be good. Next step, cable. Let's get our cable figured out. So this says we need 23 times 2, basically. So 46. We need 50 cable a minute be made. Let's take a look and see what a cable constructor does. So they will do 30 per minute. We only need 2 of them, but we're going to need 120 wire per minute. So that's only going to take us 3 constructors. 1 making wire with our alternate blueprint, and then 1 and 2 making screws. Or not screws, making cable. I remember what we're doing. Lol. We'll maybe push this one back a little bit so we have some room for a splitter, or a merger, or a splitter. Not a merger, a splitter. It's a splitter. Put that in line. So this is going to be a Mark II belt, because there will be 120 wire coming out of that. And then these can be Mark I's. This is going to be set with our alternate recipe, so 15k Therium ingots for 120 wire. So take a production, we're going to throw down a miner Mark II because you need 45 to make Therium. I am going to position it like this, actually, because then I can stick the smelter in line. this one. That one to that one. Alright. Now this should be doing 60 a minute. This needs to be set with Caterium. Takes 45. That will give us the 15 a minute that we need to make our 120 wire, which will then be split in half to give us 60 wire in each of these to give us 30 cable a minute. Now, let's merge. We gotta merge and then split. So we're gonna merge with the output going this way. Sure. So it's only 30 coming out of each of these, so we can use Mark 1. And actually, we can use Mark 1 for the whole thing. So let's pick where do we want these going in. I think we're just going to do it like this. Well, let's do that. Sure. There, 1, 2. Cool. Okay, and there we go. That is cable done. Fantastic. So, 2 completely set up, 100% efficiency to run this. So the screws and the cable are done. Circuit boards are half done. In order to finish these, we need to place the assemblers for more circuit boards. And then I have to decide, I think we could use the plastic downstairs to make circuit boards, maybe. Because to get the 25 divided by 7.5, we need 4 assemblers. So those 4 assemblers might actually fit here. Let's see if we can get those to fit. Not quite. Okay. So we'll just expand this out. Just a touch. And this is just going to be like specific. These are the buildings making the computer parts. And then the like plastic and stuff that's going to feed it. Outside of the plastic, I guess we're going to do plastic somewhere else. But everything except for plastic will be built right here. Okay, so let's set these to circuit boards. So we need plastic and copper sheets. So we're going to need 120 plastic a minute, and then we're going to need 60 copper sheets a minute as well. So not terrible, but definitely going to cost some resources, or take some planning to make work, I guess. So let's go ahead and get these connected to power so at least they're ready to go and we don't forget later. We can also handle their outputs. So for this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use 2 mergers. So, whoops, I want to put that back one. So we're going to put one there. Kind of doing this. And then we're going to put another one right there. Kind of doing this. Okay. Now this is going to get split into the remaining, or actually, this is just going to go right in there. Perfect. Okay. So circuit boards are connected on their outputs. We need to get the inputs figured out. Copper sheeting, I guess we can kind of get going. So let's build some walls. This will maybe be the walkway into the copper sheeting section, I guess. We can plan for that, I suppose. But let's build some platforms, or some foundations, because this is going to be our copper sheet. I think we only need to maybe go... Let's call it 7. This is probably more than enough for the copper sheets. I just want to make sure there's enough room to actually smelt the copper and everything as well. Because if we're doing 60 copper sheets, that's going to require 3 constructors making them. let's look at that. Let's do the math real quick. So 15 times 4 is 60. We need 60. So one of these will do 10. So we need 6 constructors making copper sheets. Okay, easy enough. Let's go ahead and get those lined out. Bring them back a little bit so we have some space to do the mergers and what have ya. 4. Actually, we'll do it in banks of 3. So to supply actually, how much does one of these take to make the 10 sheets? Is it 15? 20 ingots. Okay, so 60 for 3, so I need 120 ingots being smelted. Let's get the smelters laid out. Should be 4 of them. So I could do something like this, and then do a bank of 3, and a bank of 3. Then we're gonna merge some stuff together. Oh, this is just T1 belts, or Mark 1 belts, whatever. Because we're only going to have 60 a minute with all these connected, so we don't need anything more than that. We are going to use a dedicated Mark 2 pole for these, because there are 6 of them, so it actually works pretty good. Because it leaves you one open to connect to another power pole. Boom. Okay. We also are going to bring in another Mark 2 pole right here, mainly because this one's almost full, and also because we need to power the smelters. We're almost out of cable, actually, so we're gonna have to go pick up cabling, but finish connecting them at least. So these are all gonna be making copper sheeting. Cool. Alright, those are all set. Let's go grab the cable that we're going to need. And we'll come back over. Restock our resources. To get the 120 ore, we need a pure copper node. So that actually takes 2,000 ore. So yeah, that... Well, actually, a normal node is 60 times 2 is 120. So we'd get... I guess we could do it with a normal node. Let's sort our bag. Grab resources first, then we'll go grab the ore. So cable I need. Let's see. Iron plates again. Always need more iron plates. Let's just keep these, actually. I could grab concrete. I think that's pretty much everything. Like, we're all right on everything else. Let's grab the copper ore. Now that I don't have localized, unfortunately, I do need to kind of like run over here. Come pick it up, but... That should be 10. Just hop back over. And let's go get the copper sheet done. Then I think we are going to split the plastic that's being stored down in our oil drop right here. We're going to split that to feed the circuit assemblers up here. And then we're going to do dedicated plastic refineries for the computers. So, okay. We need to go up one more. Here we are. Then we're going to place a resource node, we're going to place a normal copper ore node. We're going to put it back here. Go production. We're going to take a miner. And we're going to put them out like this. That should do 120. Yep. And we need 120. So let's go ahead and split this. So what we are going to do, split this right off the bat, and then basically it's 2 splitters again. So each of these gonna go like that, and then this is gonna go like that, and like that, and that'll go like that. Okay. Awesome. Build another Mark II pole. Okay, so that should be copper ore. Now we just need to merge and split this stuff. So it's going to take 2 mergers anyway, so I'm going to do something like this. Okay. Now, we need a splitter. We're going to set one like this, or actually, so we need one going here to feed those 3. Another one going here to feed these 3. Okay. Whoops. That's not the one I actually want to connect to. Good enough. And this one is going to connect to all of these. Good enough. Okay, that is copper sheeting done. Except we gotta bring this guy up and split him into our assemblers over here. So let's get the splitters in place for that. Put one there, which will feed those 2, and then split into another one right here. Okay. Kind of cramped, I know, but there we go. We got our copper sheet set up for our 4 circuit board factories. Now we just need to bring over the plastic. What I'm going to do before we bring over the plastic is I'm actually going to place the splitters, because that will make life a bit easier for us. Okay. Need one more up at the front. And that will be where our plastic comes in. Oh, whoops. And actually, if we build it middle of this one, then if we place a conveyor wall on this point here, we can connect it straight in. So that connects, and that connects. And that connects. Actually, this one needs to be Mark II. This one needs to be Mark II. Let's see if we can make this. Ooh, close. Our plastic is actually down one more level, so this is quite a long lift, but that's fine. And really, I want to take it off of the splitters down here, so that's as far as it'll go, huh? That's all she wrote. Fine, we'll do something like that. Let's see, where do we want to split this from? So our main plastic out is right here. Right? Why is this clogged with rubber? Is the center not set to overflow? Because both the top and the bottom should be plastic, right? Yeah, the left is also plastic here. How do I want to do this? I mean, I could pull off of this belt, I guess. Let's just pull off this belt. Call it good. There should be enough flowing on that will be fine. So we'll use a smart splitter, because I do want overflow coming out that way, and then right is going to be plastic. Just want to make sure I'm using a Mark II belt. Boom. Okay, there's the plastic. How's this sitting right now? Lots of plastic because it got jammed up on the bottom. Shoot. Okay, well, that's fine. There's still room, so it can drop. I'm not too worried about it. In fact, that's probably a good thing, since we're going to need, a lot of plastic. Like, there's 800 worth of plastic buffer up off of this belt, so that'll be fine, actually. And what I'm going to do, just to speed up the transit of this material, I am going to put a Mark III belt and Mark III lifts all the way, just so it gets up to the factory quickly. Once it's in the factory, it's not as big of a deal. There we go. Let's go ahead and come on up and see if we're getting circuit boards being made. If so, we're able to move on to getting the plastic figured out, which is only 90 plastic, so not that bad. We probably could even just connect it off of this splitter. But cool. So we got this coming in. Let's go ahead and throw in an ECM real quick and just see how we're doing on injected input and make sure that it's sufficient to run these circuit factories, because we need 30 a minute. Why are we not getting copper sheet? What's happening here? Did we not connect the ingots? We didn't connect the ingots. Is what's happening. There we go. No wonder. That's fine. That gives us time for the plastic buffer, so... Why? But it doesn't give me any numbers here. Lame. Okay, fine. Forget that. That's not going to work for us. I think it's because of this conveyor hole right here. So maybe if I snap it on the belt down below, I'd be able to see if it's sufficient, but that's fine. We need 90 more plastic coming out. Let's actually go look at that real quick. Yeah, I should have eaten food. That's fine. Haven't died for a while, so there we go. Hop over, take our hypertubes, go get our stuff. Alright, we're going to eat up real quick and see what the throughput is on this belt. This is the source, so this will tell us what this line actually has on it. Well, I thought, anyhow. Apparently not. Lame. That's dumb. I don't understand why this isn't working. It used to work pretty good. Can I put it on, like, maybe this plastic line right out the source of the splitter? Like, what do I have coming out on both of these plastic lines? They should be, in theory, the same, but... Of course, they just ran out of... or stopped filtering plastic. What is this guy saying? Alright, well, I don't actually know then. That's fine. Yeah, all the package fuel is basically just being synced. I mean, we have stored up quite a bit of coupons. They cost a, like, absolute astronomical amount now. Like, they're hundreds of thousands each. Is where we're at, but as a result, we've unlocked quite a bit of stuff out of the shop. So I do have quite a bit of the aesthetic stuff. I'm just taking kind of a little break before going back up and finishing this bad mama off, and we get our computer factory. But, okay. Well... Let's just split this for now and kind of see if that's going to work for us. Because I have a feeling it might. Like, I think we have enough plastic being produced to run this. Like, we're only taking, what is that? 120 plus 90 is only 210 a minute. So, like, if we are shy a little bit, we could inject a little bit of plastic and be fine. But I think we honestly... are probably moving enough at this point to handle that request, you know? Hopefully that made sense. So what we're going to do is we're just going to come up here. We're going to get in our splitters for our plastic. Input can come out this way, actually. Thank you. I think this can be Mark 1 belt. Yeah, it's only 45 a minute, so it can be a Mark 1 belt. We will go up, put it in, perfect. Then we're going to take this, needs to be a Mark 2. We're going to bring this kind of like that, and we're going to put a splitter right in front of this splitter. And do something like this. And if I upgrade that to a Mark 3 belt, and that to a Mark 3 belt, we should be fine. I think. I don't actually know. Hopefully there's enough plastic that this won't be an issue, but there we go. We basically have our computer set up. I'm going to go ahead and kind of close off some more walls real quick, now that we kind of have everything laid out the way it's going to be. Eventually this will probably end up being another platform going up. So, yeah. That's fine, though. Put that on soup. And there will be a little bit of soft clipping with some of these splitters and things and belts, but I'm not too worried about that. I think that's fine. So, there's that. Sure. And then we'll put in some catwalks and stuff before we end the stream. Like, I want to be able to walk around this structure because it is quite a bit of walking area, right? And sometimes it's nice to be able to walk around and see the machines doing their thing. So we're going to put in some catwalks and get all of that beautification done. But I just want to close in the walls first so I don't end up falling off while I'm doing other stuff. You know? Hopefully that makes sense to you. Because it sucks when you fall and you die, right? Okay. With just the lower level done, that's good enough. Honestly, I'd love to have glass for the second level of this build anyway, so you can kind of see the machines, but cool. We got that figured out. What we could do is... I think you can snap the catwalks to some of this stuff. Maybe not. I thought normally when you go up the ladder portion, like it's catwalking up here. Yeah. So like, can I snap anything off of this? I cannot. Okay. Well, that's fine then. We will just go ahead and build our stairs. And we'll build them right here. Right over the output. We'll go up 3. Then we'll do a turn. And then we'll go up 1 more. Then we're going to go out to a crossing. Or do I want a T? I think I want a T. We'll put a T crossing. Then go for the corner. Corner. Well, this is actually going to be straight away for 2. Then a corner. Okay. Let's take some straightaways. Go out. Little observation platform, more or less. I mean, this is all just aesthetic. This doesn't really do anything the build's already done, but I like having little areas where I can get up and kind of take a look and see what's happening. So there we go. We've got one little observation platform here. We're going to build off of this. So... whoops, I actually do want a T. Then I can do something like this. Okay. Okay. Couple observation platforms here. Then what I can do on this side... think we go one more, then we do a corner. Ooh, we're almost out. Boom. Okay. That'll work. Because we've got this little walkway to get over to the circuit board portion of the factory. We've got 2 observational platforms, so one in the middle, more or less, that you can kind of take a look and see what's going on for the screws and the circuit boards and everything. Then we've got a second observational platform out here to kind of take a look at the copper side, see our sheets going, all that good stuff. Fun times. I think I forgot to connect this. We're going to upgrade these to Mark IIIs. Why not? Get stuff filled up a bit faster. But it looks like we're doing okay on plastic. Like, I think we're okay. These should be running. We actually probably have a few computers in the box. Yeah, you can see them kind of trickling along. Go down and check our storage, which is this one. Yep, we've got 30 whole computers made. So there we go, guys. We got our computer factory all set up today. It's only doing 5 a minute, so low production at this point. Not mass producing computers, but we're producing enough that if we need them for milestones or if we need them for a building here or there, we'll have a place that we can come and pick up computers and we don't have to build them by hand anymore. So that's fantastic. We're in a good spot. I think we are going to wrap up the stream here for today. If you enjoyed it, be sure to let me know down in the comment section of the YouTube video and drop a like while you're down there if you feel like it. At the same time, if you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe on both YouTube and follow me on Twitch. This has been Lone Debater 7 showing you how to build a basic 5 computer per minute factory. And until next time, we will